Hey, it's Don. We're doing something a little different today. I've got some things going on, and we're not going to have the live show. So I have this ready for you here. We're going to look at eBay's new fall seller update and discuss the specifics and things you need to be worried about or to look into. So we're going to hop over right now and discuss those. So I've turned myself off so we can literally just see every piece of information in here. So this is it. It's already on the email. You should have got the email yesterday or possibly the day before in the evening. And it's also on the main splash page of eBay. 2020 Fall Seller Update. It lists everything that's going on here. I always read through these. Nothing surprising or shocking really from what I see. Now, there are some updates. Fees and financials. Now, managed payments, they're making a fairly big deal out of some discounts for watches. Now, I'm not a big watch seller. I don't sell $10,000 or $20,000 watches, so this category doesn't do much for me at all. I've never sold a watch for over $1,000 in my day, so none of the fees are a huge ordeal. But they are given some breaks. They do have a new service coming out for watches, so you can send them to eBay, and then they will be looked at, inspected, guaranteed, and then that facility will send them out to the people that are buying them. So that way, if there's a complaint, they can send them back to eBay. eBay is going to have to deal with whether it's the correct item or not the correct item, or what was sent, what wasn't sent back. So there's not going to be as much of a chance on scamming somebody. If somebody's going to get scammed on the expensive watches, it's going to be eBay, would be my guess from what I have seen in here. But there's, again, nothing really super drastic in here. The fees and the financials, again, there's a huge chunk on the watch aspect, again, so I don't really dig into any of that section there. We already have the free listings added on, the ZIFs, they're calling them now, zero insertion free listings. Same basic principle with the fees, the 30 cents, and all of that aspect as well. So fees and financials aren't much difference. They do have an option like you get working capital, just like in PayPal, that eBay is going to be offering through another service or another company. So that's listed in here, that can be deducted the same way that PayPal was doing it. So, you know, that's that aspect of it. Now, listings and promoting. They have done some major changes to categories. They're adding in new categories and new item specifics, as we all should know. There is a tool that they have, so you can download a complete CSV file of all of the listings that need your item specifics, and then you can fix them on the Excel sheet and then re-upload them, and it will correct the listings for you in bulk. Now, you can go into the bulk editor, as I showed you, for most of them as well, and do that also. It's going to have the same features. It's really discussing a lot of the same things that we already know. Required soon feature for those item specifics that are coming. There's ones that are recommended in the whole works too. So that's literally what this is going into. There's some quick filter options and some other things here. Again, nothing super scary whatsoever. They list the specific categories as they are being added, so you can go through and check off what you have or don't have, what you need or don't need. Now, they're splitting these up, so it's not like the same category just getting jammed with a whole bunch of stuff in that aspect of it. They are adding to the Seller Hub a performance tab that's going to be in there to give you some basics on this. Most of this is stuff you can get on your own if you really wanted to anyway, but it's nice at least that there's some other form of, you know, tracking that you can pull up. I don't usually use eBay, again, because we don't just sell on eBay, and our numbers matter for a whole company and not just one platform or a different platform or something. So we look at all of those aspects much differently, as you would see. So Terapeak, now there has been some features added, and I have noticed it. When you hold your mouse over the thumbnail, it will show you a blown up of it. Now, that's for the ones that have a thumbnail. eBay somewhere down the line lost a whole mess of photos for a ton of listings, at least in the vintage categories I've looked up in. So basically, when you're going through Terapeak in some categories, you can't even see what the item's supposed to look like. So that feature is useless on those at least. So there are some more information that they are giving you, like how many had free shipping and the whole works. I usually look at that and kind of get a consensus anyway, but it's nice to have a number. So that is a little bit of a plus, nothing super, super big. There's basically a shot of what the page, the new structure looks like, but this is how it looks already. So at least mine does. I don't know if everybody else's does. Now this one here is probably the most interesting one to me. Offers to buyers. You can automatically set up and send offers to buyers. So it's not ready yet that I can see. Now maybe it's ready on mine and I just haven't dug into it. When it tells you to learn more on offers, manage offers, it's nothing that I could find on that page specifically, at least when I looked for it. There's some promoted listings campaign enhancements. Now, I don't pay to promote any single listing on eBay, and I haven't since last October when we found out that eBay's promoted listings were being blocked totally by ad blocker, and I use ad blocker very exclusively. So, and I know a lot of people that do these days, even on your phone. So again, I don't use any promoted listings. You can read up on the specifics on here if you'd like to, but it's not something I would ever do. So none of the promoted listings mean much to me. There are some restrictions for below standard sellers. So if you're below standard, you may not be able to do promoted listings going forward to some extent. So you'll have to read into that as well. That's the only other thing I see on this section of it. Now, another area in listings as well is they are adding new categories and moving stuff around from one category to another. Now, some of that could affect you because some of the categories they're moving it from, the new section that it could be in could charge you fees that aren't included with the ZIFs, the free new listings that they've given us. I've actually opened up the page here so we can look. There's a huge amount of changes, or at least it looks like it, at least by this. And I'm just going to scan through here so you can see just how large this whole thing is. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. This is all for fall. Now, again, it may seem like a huge thing, but they're breaking up like hearing aid assistance. Now, they're breaking it up from like just one single category for it into several. So you can look up hearing aids, hearing aid parts, hearing aid accessories, hearing aid batteries. So instead of just typing in the hearing aid section trying to find a battery, you could just go to the batteries going forward and find it. So a lot of these are intuitive and should be helpful to people. If you don't know what you're looking for, people put in battery and all kinds of things that aren't related to actually buying a battery. They may put battery required for this one or all kinds of other things. You can eliminate sometimes half of the listings that you won't have to look at by using item specific. So now I know a lot of people aren't happy with these changes. They don't want to build eBay's database. eBay built the database. You're just putting your items in the correct category by moving or putting item specifics in there. You're not doing anything other than correcting your own listing. Once your listing's gone, it's not going to help eBay at all by you having your item specifics in that listing because it's gone, it's sold, it's done. So this isn't really helping eBay. It's just putting your specific items in the category eBay has already built. So again, there's a ton of changes. I would look through here if you were selling anything, home goods or anything like that. There are some collectibles and things like that. Now let's see if we can find that section, because I did spend some time looking through this. I think it's actually up higher in here. Again, there's a lot of changes, or at least it appears to be a ton of changes. Now, some of the cards and stuff in the collectibles section have moved. They've created a trade card singles section, trade card lots, complete trade card sets, sealed trade cards for all kinds of different ones. So instead of just Lord of the Rings now, there'll be Lord of the Rings singles, lots, sets, and then sealed trade cards as well. And that's for almost all of these in here. Not every single trade card they did this for. A lot of them, though, have this done. Now, they've changed up the Black Americana section. Again, there are restrictions on that going forward, so you can't just list anything in the category anymore. If you don't want to get dinged going forward, I would make sure you know if you're going to list in some of the categories in here what you can and can't list also. So, and they're automatically moving these. So if you're not going to check, you could be hit possibly with extra fees if your items go into a category that now causes fees and you don't have enough freebies or anything to handle it going out of certain categories. So I would take that in consideration. I would look in here and see if any of these are going to affect it. With your store level, whichever store level you have, you get so many regular free ones that are good in certain categories, and then free listings for auctions and such forth. Now, a lot of the ZIFs are only available in certain categories. So if your category has been changed, this could affect it. Now, some of the other things, I think it was in here too. Some of the toys I saw too, like trade card games like Magic the Gathering and things like that. I do believe some of those are being moved down into sections where it's a toy category instead. Let's see here. They've added other categories too, like Elvis trading cards in the Elvis entertainment section. So instead of like the Elvis card showing up in collectibles, it would be an entertainment section, which is music memorabilia down when you're going down that way. So that would be an increase in fee if it's out of the categories that are included with the ZIFs. So just pay attention to some of these. Now, if I'm reading this right, it looks like they are changing collectible card games like Magic the Gathering and such forth, and they're putting them into the toys and hobbies section. Now, I personally do think the trade card games are more along the lines of toys because you play with them to most extent. So if games, game boards and things like that, I would assume that trade card games would belong in that section. Now, luckily in this case, though, the collectible card games is a category that is included for your free listing. So any of these card games, though they're moved to the toy section, which normally may not be included, all of the card games like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and the whole works are included in that section, as are the CCG, sealed booster packs, and all of that sort of thing too. So for the most part, there isn't much to worry about if you're selling typical things. Some of the outdoor power supplies and things like that, they're still under the main category, so I don't see any specifics that there's any kind of increase for the most part. Again, I haven't looked at every single one of these. So there is a chance that your item could be moving from a category that was free to a category that may not be free going forward. So you'll just want to check into the items that you're selling. Most of these are fairly common. Most of these all do make sense, at least the ones I see in here. It does make sense to break down things like door fixtures to locks and lock sets, openers, closers, other doors and fixtures. So like doorknobs would go under openers and closers, I would imagine. So it just makes it a little more simpler for some of these. Now, again, it's a pain to put these in, but once they're in, you're done. Going forward, this is just the way it is. So, you know, there's not much we can do with this. They've been working on this for a year or two, at least, I would say, by the little tiny moves. Now they're moving a little quicker. I just wish they wouldn't have done any of these changes right before we're getting into the Christmas season here. This is happening in fourth quarter, these changes. Fourth quarter changes always do make me a little nervous, but again, I don't see anything really bad in here. Now, for running your business, they have also added something else, which is a time away option. In the past, if you went on vacation in the vacation mode settings, once you put it on vacation mode, it would take a little while for all your listings to filter on out. And then when you wanted to turn them back on, it took a little time for them to all filter back through the system. Now, this is supposed to alleviate that and be pretty much instantaneous. It will make your listings either invisible or it can shut them down just like before. It does talk about more ways to schedule them. So if you know you're going away well into the future, you can schedule them well into the future as well. That's the biggest ones on here. Now, there is some multi-user account access information that they did update too, so there's some two-factor authentication required for stuff like that. It just depends on how you have your business set up. Chances are, if you're a one-person show, you don't even have to worry about any of that either. There's some information as well on how they display email addresses, authenticity guarantee protection when you sell high-end value watches. Again, that just goes into the program and how they handle that also. Now, the last one is shipping. Not a huge ordeal with shipping. It's basically what they've already talked about with UPS and the whole works. There's just some more information on how the labels will be printing, and it'll go right through eBay. Now, this is something new, obviously. eBay does work with quite a few other establishments, as you should know anyway. They did work on a deal with UPS at least a year ago. I saw some news articles talking about their work. So this is something that's been planned, apparently, for quite some time. They did add a change, so anything as well, $750 over, needs a signature confirmation, meaning somebody has to sign for it, no matter what, every single time you sell something for $750 or more, which is fine with me. And they're bringing this up too because there is an added cost into that. So if you're going to sell something at $750 or more, you're going to have to pay for the signature confirmation. So you want to include that charge or leave a note if the item sells for over $750 that something will be added to it. And that should be in the payment section as well and clearly noted in your listing. But I mean, that's literally the basics on everything I see in here. UPS, no big deal. It's just going to be printed through the regular print area that you print your invoices at right this moment. The only thing I'm considering or interested in is the pricing on it. Now, they're giving out numbers, but I would like to see if it's going to be comparable to the post office's first-class 3-ounce packages. Now, keep in mind, too, UPS does ship sometimes the end line of shipments through the U.S. Postal Service. You'll get packages from UPS that will be delivered the last run. So basically, UPS drops off packages at the post office, and the post office delivers the last aspect of those from the post office to the residence itself or business. So those are all the changes basically in here. Nothing drastic. In my opinion, nothing really bad to worry about. Item specifics are the biggest thing. Now, going into the item specifics in this update as well, they're talking about required soon feature, which is already there. They've got rankings now for item specifics, so that could actually help you determine on what's the best means to list. If an item specific is ranking really high and everybody's looking for it, that could help you know for sure which ones to add also. There's a quick filter search as well, so you can pick the ones you need quickly as well. Now, eBay has a free service until the end of the year that will look up and tell you which listings need what and what's important to use. Now, this is something they're going to start charging for because obviously it's free now. That's a little weird that they're going to make us have item specifics that we have to have in there, have an application that will help us figure out what they are, but they're going to charge us for that application going forward. So this is something that I think is a little hinky and kind of like nickel and diming us. There's other things in here that aren't so great, but overall, it's not going to kill your business. It's nothing super bad to worry about. Again, item specifics is the biggest thing. You can look up and do them very quickly and edit in the hub as well. So anyway, that's about it for this update they've got going on. Nothing to honestly worry about. I think October 8th is the day that this all will start. Right the first month into fourth quarter. Well, there you are. Hopefully that helps you out with this. Hopefully that gave you some thoughts, some ideas on this. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
Like we do. I know I love mine. I feel like I do. Icy's got a real fruit taste. Vitamin C too. Icy drink has such great taste too. That's why we love to drink Icy. Icy fruit drink.